Tonight, let's talk about Spirit. We see the transportation secretary and other Republicans really trying to pin the blame on this on the Biden administration and Democrats. Some of them are pointing specifically to a tweet from 2024 about the failed Spirit JetBlue merger from Senator Elizabeth Warren as proof of their sort of gloating. But Warren today saying spiking fuel prices are to blame for the shutdown and that the merger was stopped after a judge ruled that it was illegal. What is your perspective here? Is there any political blame to be put on this Spirit shutdown?
Natasha, I looked at that tweet as well. Look, the Biden DOJ didn't save Spirit Airlines when they were trying to do a merger. They actually just grounded the flight. And now every American that actually flies Spirit, including me, to so many places like New York, don't have a cheaper option. And you have to look at if a merger was there today, we wouldn't be having this conversation. People wouldn't be hurting today. There would be flights that were continuing. This is the only airline that is no longer surviving. It has nothing to do with fuel costs. We're all grappling with that. The Biden DOJ blocked this merger. They weren't actually protecting consumers. At the end of the day, this was an ideological win. They were only trying to push for lawsuits to ground an airline, but they didn't think forward. What happens? Spirit wasn't trying to merge to get a monopoly. They were trying to merge because they were struggling. And that's what survival is today. So for Elizabeth Warren to now double down and blame fuel costs is just a lie to the American people. At least gloat in your win and say, we did it. We closed down the airline. We hurt the American consumer.
I mean, Kaivan, what's your perspective here? An attempt by the Trump administration to reach a bailout deal with Spirit failed, leading to today's closure. But the possibility was not broadly popular among Republicans, with Ted Cruz calling the prospect terrible. What is your perspective on the political finger pointing we're seeing right now?
Right. I think finger pointing is a good word. And yes, both sides are playing the blame game, but one side has the mantle of leadership, right? And that's the Trump administration, because this is a problem. Thousands of people out of jobs, limited access to transportation. This, of course, was a cheaper airline. So again, it's limiting travel for those who are already the most affected by this economy. What are they going to do about it? That's what people really want to know. And I think we've seen this administration time and time again, the first words out of their mouth, whether it's this or it's asking a couple days ago Pete Hegseth about the killing of 6 service members in this Iran war, their first words are Joe Biden. And I don't think people are going to find that compelling, years into this administration. So that's part of it. And I think the other thing is we're seeing a lot of fracture actually on both sides, right? You had Neera Tanden coming after Warren and others saying, yeah, maybe Democrats should think about this twice. And was this the right move? And she got backlash for that. But then you had Ann Coulter and all these anti-Iran war Republicans going after Trump and saying, duh, it's pretty obvious that fuel prices have doubled. And that's why Spirit wasn't able to do their restructuring the way they planned.
It'll be really interesting. Yeah, it will be interesting to see how it affects both parties heading into the midterms as well. Mehek, let's go back over to you on another topic. We see the Supreme Court this week striking down a Louisiana congressional district ruling the majority black district relied too heavily on race. Louisiana, we know, has already postponed this month's midterm primaries after some ballots were mailed out. What kind of impact will this have on Louisiana and the rest of the country?
Well, I think the rest of the country and most states are going to look at redistricting. And this isn't immediate that every map is going to be thrown out. But what the Supreme Court really said is Voting Rights Act should protect access to the ballot. It shouldn't just give politicians on either side a constitutional hall pass to start sorting Americans by race. And the Constitution itself actually prohibits racial gerrymandering. I think it's sad to see what Democrats are doing today. They're always pushing for shortcuts, calling it civil rights, drawing maps by race, and then hoping to bank a seat. And the court finally said you can't racially sort. There has to be a reason to actually push for majority minority districts. It has to be a compelling interest. And they didn't find one in Louisiana. So you're going to see a lot of states that are going to start pushing and looking at their maps. Again, it's not going to be immediate, but Americans don't want to be racially profiled. We want our votes to count, and we want Democrats to stop gerrymandering, and the courts did just that. And that's why Democrats are melting down.